The 2002 World Cup, and Japan and South Korea are determined to put on a grand show. They've invested fortunes developing an unprecedented 20 stadiums. Most of these gleaming testaments to Asian pride will be used for the first time. Football's premier tournament has spread its wings for its inaugural visit to Asia, and no expense has been spared. World champions France opened the tournament against Senegal. Your commentator, John Motson.
Now Petit. Oh, it's Thierry Henry. Trezeguet is in the centre here, and it's a chance for France, and he's hit the post. Oh, nearly the first goal of the 2002 World Cup. And it's Djorkaeff who gets caught in possession here. And it was Daf who put El Hadj Diouf away, and they've got two striding up in the centre here. Bouba Diop is there! Oh, and Bouba Diop is there! And Senegal have scored the first goal of the 2002 World Cup! After half an hour's play, Papa Bouba Diop! Oh. Just look at this celebration! And Fadiga goes again, and El Hadj Diouf is in the middle, being joined by Moussa Ndiaye. And Fadiga showing a little bit of trickery and hits the bar. Fine effort. Dugarry heads it on to Henry. Thierry Henry! Oh, and they've hit the bar. Oh. Twice in a minute, one at each end. The 94th minute now. Trezeguet closing in. The 2002 World Cup starts with a stunning result. Senegal have beaten the world champions in the opening game.
This was a match of contradictory halves. Cameroon dominating initial proceedings, taking the lead when Samuel Eto'o's cutback found Patrick Mboma, and he confidently drove past Shay Given. But the hard-working Irish were transformed in the second period and deservedly levelled the match. Matt Holland latching onto the loose ball, drilling home from just outside the box. The perfect tonic for the Irish after all the problems in their camp in the build-up. 1-1. Danish fans still fondly remember the 6-1 thrashing they handed out to Uruguay in the 1986 World Cup. And it looked promising again here when Jesper Gronkjær crossed for Jon Dahl Tomasson to beat Fabian Carini. The equaliser came just after the break for Uruguay. Dario Rodriguez watching the looping ball all the way onto his foot before unleashing an unstoppable volley from 25 yards. Danish keeper Thomas Sorensen could only watch it on its way. An early contender for goal of the tournament after just 2 days. It was the introduction of substitute Martin Jørgensen that inspired the winner for Denmark. His cross finding the predatory Tomasson to secure the points with his 17th goal for his country. Germany hit the front against Saudi Arabia after 20 minutes. Kaiserslaughter's youngster Miroslav Klose demonstrating the instincts in the box that would make him one of the strikers of the tournament. The second came in almost identical fashion. Klose arriving on the end of Michael Ballack's cross, nodding past keeper Mohamed Al-Daia. Ballack himself was next to profit in the air, ghosting in characteristically to make it 3. Even Carsten Janker would put his name on the score sheet, bundling home a Klose flick and erasing memories of a dreadful domestic campaign when Janker had failed to find the net for Bayern Munich. But it was Klose who supplied the sublime finishing, the informed 23-year-old climbing to guide home a 70th minute Bernd Schneider cross after some more slack Saudi defending. Thomas Linke was next to profit from the defensive disarray, heading home Christian Seeger's corner. World Cup veteran Oliver Bierhoff then came off the bench to claim the 7th, with Germany on the rampage. And the Saudi humiliation was complete in stoppage time. Schneider curling home a 25-yard free kick to cap a resounding 8-0 victory. Day 3, and World Cup favourites Argentina made their first appearance against Nigeria in the so-called Group of Death. Striker Gabriel Batistuta coming up with the only goal to justify his inclusion in the starting 11 ahead of Hernan Crespo. Maximum points for Argentina from the first game. It was the South Americans who opened the scoring in Group B's first match, Bayern Munich's Roque Santa Cruz getting his head to Francisco Arce's free kick. The Bafana were caught cold again when Arce whipped in a beautiful free kick to beat Andre Arense via the underside of the crossbar. The little defender illustrating again his supreme accuracy with a dead ball. But South Africa was soon back in it. Stanislaw Struwe with the misfortune to direct Teboho Mokoena's drive past his own keeper. With the clock running down, South Africa's of the match, Sibusiso Zuma headed into the box and drew first the keeper off his line, and then the foul. Quinton Fortune accepted the gift gladly. A terrific fight back from the Africans. A point apiece, 2-2 is how it finished. After a purposeful opening by England, it was David Beckham's corner that set up defender Sol Campbell to open the scoring with a powerful header on 23 minutes. But it was the Swedes who dominated the second half as England fell away. Nicholas Alexandersson restoring parity in the 58th minute after Danny Mills had failed to clear. It might have been much worse for England as the Scandinavians squandered chances. Henrik Larsson just missing out on securing all 3 points. A dangerous run by Luis Enrique created the danger for Spain's first goal of the World Cup campaign. The ball fell for Raul, who sidestepped Zeljko Milinovic and slotted home with an ice-cool finish. The second came via some excellent Spanish interplay, the tireless Javi de Pedro eventually curling the centre behind a backtracking defence. Juan Carlos Valeron coming in at the back post to guide a first-time finish across the keeper and into the net. Slovenia hit back when Sebastian Simirotic exchanged a neat 1-2 with Milenko Achimovic and kept his footing to slot past the onrushing Iker Casillas. The match was finally sealed for Spain late on. Substitute Fernando Morientes brought down in the box by Sasha Geiger. And captain Fernando Hierro coolly rolling the penalty into the bottom right-hand corner to clinch a Spanish victory. It was Mexico's aging star Cuauhtemoc Blanco who provided the match-winning moment on the hour mark. Croatia's Boris Zivkovic receiving the first red card of the competition, upending Blanco in the box. The Real Valladolid man picked himself up and smashed home the penalty for his 17th international goal. Despite creating the better chances in the first half, Brazil fell behind to a sucker punch in stoppage time. Hassan Sash on hand, slamming home from close range. 5 minutes into the second period, and Juninho picked out Rivaldo on the left, his cross curling between the keeper and the defence for Ronaldo to find space to volley home. With just 5 minutes left, Rustu Rechber's scuffed clearance was seized upon by Luisao. He was tugged outside the box, but the referee awarded the spot kick and sent Alpai off the pitch. Crivaldo converted the kick to calm Brazil's nerves. But still, that wasn't the end of the drama. The talented Brazilian was then at the centre of a storm in stoppage time. Hakan Unschal sent off for kicking the ball at him, although it hit him in the leg and not in the face, as his theatrical reaction suggested. Crivaldo was subsequently fined by FIFA for his unprofessional conduct. Turkey were beaten and left feeling aggrieved, but they'd done well enough to suggest they would be a force in the competition. This was a game the Italians would dominate. Francesco Totti instrumental in providing a superb cutback for Christian Vieri to side-foot the Europeans ahead with just 7 minutes played. 20 minutes later, it was 2. Luigi Di Biagio's long ball finding Vieri again. He outmuscled Ivan Hurtado and beat Jose Ceballos at the second attempt. Italy joining Mexico at the top of Group G. China were hoping to make a positive impact on day 5, but it was the Central Americans who took the lead here. Paulo Wanchope halted by a well-timed tackle, but as the ball ran free, Ronald Gomez was on hand to lash the shot past the helpless Jiang in goal. Gomez then turned creator after some slack Chinese defending. He turned and crossed to the near post, Mauricio Wright bolting in to bury it in the opposite corner. Up next, Japan's opener, watched by Gary Bloom.
We've had nearly an hour of the game, still 0-0. Free kick to Belgium. Repelled once again by the Japanese defence. Van Meer. It's Wilmots! 1-0. Mark Wilmots for Belgium. An acrobatic goal. Oh no. Trying to pick out Suzuki here. And the host country have equalised. Saitama erupts. And that lead for Belgium has lasted just 2 minutes. And this is Alex now for Japan. Help through to Inamoto. He's round Van Meer. It's 2-1. Japan scents victory. They've come from behind and could well win their opening game. Japan struggled to get it clear. Van Kerkhoven. Van Meer. And this is Van der Heyden! It's 2-2! Belgium are back from the dead. What a delicate chip here by Van der Heyden to draw the sides level.
Co-host South Korea's first match was watched by Ian Dark.
Chance for the Koreans down the left-hand side here. Lee's cross and Hwang has put it in the back of the net. That was brilliantly taken. And the host nation here are absolutely in dreamland. A sea of red celebration. The cross by Lee and Hwang Song-hong with this superbly taken goal. Here come Korea again, and that's another one! It's Yoo Song-chul! 2-0, and Jerzy Dudek couldn't keep it out. Poland with one last effort, but time has run out, and Korea have their first ever win in World Cup history.
There was a measure of luck about Russia's first goal of the tournament. Igor Titov, the beneficiary of some poor defending by the Africans. 3 minutes later, Tunisia's hopes sank even further thanks to the speed of the Russian substitute Dmitry Sichev. He tumbled to the floor under the challenge from Rahdi Jaidi. Valeri Karpin assumed responsibility for the spot kick as Russia made a business-like start to their campaign. A remarkable match in Group D was watched by Ian Dark.
The experienced Stewart with the corner here for the United States. It's Brian McBride, it's not away, and O'Brien gives the United States the lead inside 4 minutes. Portugal all over the place here, and they've made another mistake. Here's Donovan with the cross, deflected and in. 2-0, can you believe this? Landon Donovan's cross, deflected off Costa, 2-0. Here's Sané. The Americans here, what a start for them, and this is number 3! Brian McBride! Portugal desperate to get back into this game somehow. Beto's header, and on the second attempt he's put it in. 3-1. Inside the last 20 minutes now, Portugal need another one quickly. Oh, and they've got it too. That's an own goal by Agos. Well, Portugal trying everything here, but time has run out on them, and it's one of the biggest shocks in World Cup history. USA 3, Portugal 2.
More drama would follow in Group E. Commentary from John Motson.
Then Schneider to Ballack. And here comes Klose. It's a goal for Germany. With 18 minutes gone, and this fellow just cannot stop scoring goals. It's Miroslav Klose again for Rudi Voller's side. What a week he's having. Now Kinsella, back out to Hart. Breen stays forward here, gambling. There is Gary Breen. It was a gamble, and there's the shot which could so easily have been the equaliser. And that really has put Schneider in some space. And Harman comes in for the shot. Oh, and it's... Oh, flags up anyway. Back again to Finnan. Kilban's in there, it's Duff! Oh, what a good save by Oliver Kahn! Mick McCarthy must have thought that Damien Duff had equalised. Oh, and that was a good ball through there by Ballack. And is that number 2? No, it's not. Karsten Janker got the ball past Shea Given. Oh, and they've got 2 players over on the far side, and one of them here is Frinks. And Kilban went back with him. Bierhoff is in the centre here, having just come on. And it's Klose again, he heads over the bar. Forward it goes again by Kinsella. Quinn heads on. Oh, surely this time for Keane. And Ireland do it! Robbie Keane, in the 2nd minute of stoppage time, has scored the equaliser. Look at these scenes. Just look at these scenes. And you can't say they don't deserve it.
It was the Danes who took the lead on 15 minutes here. Jon Dahl Tomasson bundled over in the box by Salif Diao, and the Feyenoord striker got to his feet to slot home from the spot kick, his 3rd goal of the tournament. Diao made up for his costly first-half misdemeanour, contributing twice in a wonderful sweeping move, which began in Senegal's own penalty area and culminated with the tall midfielder prodding home past Thomas Sorensen for the equaliser at the other end. Certainly, this was a contender for goal of the tournament. Unfortunately, Diao then blotted his copybook again with a sending off midway through the 2nd period for a heinous challenge on Rene Henriksen. The Panathinaikos defender left in severe distress. But despite the deficit in numbers, the Africans held on for a point. A Saudi side unrecognisable from the one thumped by the Germans was denied a point only by Samuel Eto'o's second-half goal. The Mallorca striker finishing off after Jeremy's astute ball. Saudi, the first country to bow out of the World Cup. Craving victory, Les Bleus got off to a cataclysmic start. Striker Thierry Henry sent off just before the half-hour mark. Over-exuberance in the tackle, catching Marcelo Romero high on the shin with a two-footed challenge and a straight red card. Despite the one-man disadvantage, Emmanuel Petit nearly fired France into the lead with a curling left-footed free kick. But it was Uruguay who so nearly snatched all 3 points at the death. Federico Magallanes breaking clear, but the Venezia man blasting his shot against Fabien Barthez' legs. 2 games gone, 1 point for the world champions. Nigeria struck first here. Joseph Yobo's cross finding the head of Julius Agahawa. Agahawa then demonstrated what's fast becoming his trademark celebration. One can only imagine how he'd celebrate a hat-trick. Sweden's reply was swift. Freddie Ljungberg finishing off a fine run, feeding Henrik Larsson, who stepped inside one challenge and toe-poked home. Larsson's first goal in the tournament. JJ Okocha was on fire, causing consistent problems. Teddy Lukic attempted to clear his shot, but it rebounded off Johan Mjolby and onto the post. Luck smiling on the Swedes. The game turned 17 minutes into the second half. The ever-dangerous Larsson receiving in the box, leaving Ifeanyi Udeze no choice but to pull him down. And referee René Arturbe in no doubt. The Celtic star picked himself up and dispatched the penalty for his and Sweden's second. Nigeria went desperately close late on. Yobo's shot rebounding off the post, but it was heartache for the Nigerians, luck deserting them, and they were left to contemplate first-round failure. In their second match, Spain fell behind to an early own goal. The inspirational Francisco Arce unleashing the drive that Iker Casillas pushed out. Carlos Puyol doing his best to cover, helpless. The ball hitting his knee and bouncing back over the line. It was the introduction of Fernando Morientes for Diego Tristan at the break that made the difference for Spain. Within 8 minutes, the Real Madrid forward brushed off his marker to plant a powerful header past José Luis Chilavert. On 69 minutes, Spain were in front, albeit due to Chilavert's inconsistency in goal. De Pedro broke down the wing, Paraguay's keeper completely missing the chip, Morientes on hand to knee the ball home. Raúl deserved a goal and must have thought he was about to register his second of the tournament when he slipped round Carlos Paredes in the penalty box. The challenge by the defender was crude. The Crown Prince of Madrid down, and referee Gamal Gandor immediately awarded the penalty. Another Bernabeu hero, Fernando Hierro, sent Chilavert the wrong way with his second penalty in as many games. 3-1 and Spain through to the second round. A titanic encounter in Group F, watched by John Motson.
Heskey back to challenge again. Forward ball by Michael Owen. Can he do it again against Argentina? Oh, he's hit the post. He very nearly did. But to Scholes. Oh, it's his Heskey the shot. And where's it going next? Owen got in there, then Nicky Butt again, then Scholes once more, now on this side, Owen again. Oh, there's a penalty! It's David Beckham with the penalty for England. Hold the cups and the glasses back home. You can smash them now. Beckham has scored for England. 44 minutes and he's done it again. David Beckham puts England in front against Argentina in Sapporo. Oh, well played by Owen to Scholes. Sinclair's making a run in from the left-hand side, and on this side of the pitch, it's Sheringham. And Pochettino gets it again, and it's off the line.
Seaman, fantastic save.
Well, I think Pochettino thought he'd equalised. England have beaten Argentina in the World Cup for the first time since 1966 and have laid the ghost of 1986 in Mexico and 1998 in France.
Slovenia had lost their star player Zlatko Zajovic, and their coach had vowed to resign, and then he got worse. Siabonga Nomvete got something on the cross. It might have been a fluke, but it was enough to dump Slovenia out. The Italians are renowned as slow starters, but they'd already picked up 3 points in this group and seemed on course for more against Croatia. 5 minutes into the second half, Christian Vieri heading past Stipe Pleticosa. Vieri wheeled away in delight, but to everyone's amazement, the goal was ruled out for offside. The replay clearly showing that Vieri was well onside. And it would not be the game's only controversial moment. Justice of a sort was done 5 minutes later. Again it was Vieri out-leaping Josip Simonic at the back post. This time his header counted. Italy 1-0 up. Now Croatia's World Cup campaign was in crisis, but they responded well. Ivica Olic was sent on, and the new striker immediately repaid his coach's faith. Olic ghosting in at the far post to score from Robert Jarni's cross. Croatia in no mood to meekly surrender their World Cup place. 3 minutes after that, Milan Rapajic's shot took a wicked deflection off Marco Materazzi and looped over Gigi Buffon. Boss Giovanni Trapattoni couldn't believe it. Italy fought back. Francesco Totti, unlucky to hit the post. And then yet more controversy, this time in injury time. Materazzi's pass initially seemed harmless. Filippo Inzaghi chased to create confusion. The ball evaded everyone and slipped past Pleticosa, but the linesman was flagging again. The replay does show that Inzaghi may have been pulling at the defender's shirt. Nevertheless, the Italians were absolutely furious. Their injustice was Croatia's joy. It remained 2-1, and after their opening defeat, Croatia were back in the World Cup. China were hoping to avoid humiliation as they faced group favourites Brazil. Roberto Carlos did little to dampen the nerves with a characteristic free kick. The second was instigated by the roving Cafu. Ronaldo challenged for it. Ronaldinho was on hand to pick up the dropping ball and arrow a beautiful cross in behind the Chinese defence for Rivaldo to volley in from close range. The Chinese defence was struggling to come to terms with the inventive movement of the Brazilians. Ronaldo brought about the third goal, manhandled in the penalty area by Li Weifeng. Ronaldinho elected to take the spot kick and made no mistake. With Rivaldo dropping deep to conduct this samba orchestra, the fourth and final goal came via another Cafu cross. This time Ronaldo on hand to stab home from close range. He was getting better. His second goal of the tournament. Brazil's forward line full of goals. Ecuador Ecuador stole an early lead in this Latin American matchup. Towering striker Agustin Delgado heading in the cross by Ulises de la Cruz. The Mexicans were stunned into action and hit back. Ramon Morales finding Jared Borghetti, and he scored with a well-crafted left-foot volley. Javier Aguirre's side proving yet again that they're made of stern stuff. In the 57th minute, Gerardo Torrado received a pass from Johan Rodriguez and fired a left-foot shot past Ecuador's keeper, Jose Ceballos. It secured victory for Mexico. 2 defeats for Ecuador meant their World Cup dream was over. This match was a fine attacking spectacle, but a goal didn't arrive until the second half. Emre's initial shot was blocked, but he reacted quickest to the rebound, his effort trickling in despite the presence of many of the Costa Ricans. Knowing the Brazilians were next, the Ticos swept forward, but they'd wasted several good chances before Winston Parks eventually levelled it. Costa Rica deserved nothing less. Host Japan was searching for their first victory. Gary Bloom is your commentator.
Koji Nakata now for Japan. Yanagisawa, Inamoto! Japan have scored early in the second half, and Inamoto scores for the second successive game. What a delightful flick there to put Inamoto in. Was he onside? It's debatable.
The States had started strongly against Portugal and built upon that theme here. John O'Brien finding Clint Mathis, who controlled well before firing into the net. Korea relentlessly pressed forward. They had a fine chance to equalise just before half-time. Jeff Agus pulling down Hwang Sung-hong, and the penalty was awarded. Lee Il-young took on the responsibility, but Brad Friedel proved his value. The US keeper needed to be excellent throughout. Still, Korea's stubborn refusal to accept defeat was eventually rewarded. A deep free kick finding Ahn Hyung-wan with just 12 minutes left. Ahn's celebration designed to remind the Americans of a disputed skating gold in the Olympics. This match started at pedestrian pace, and it was something of a surprise when Mark Wilmots latched onto Gert Verheyen's knockdown to scramble the ball home. Captain Wilmots again proving that he's become one of the world's special players. 4 minutes after that, and Raouf Bauzouene scoring a beautiful free kick. The Tunisians didn't offer Russia much resistance, but Belgium were afforded no such favours. A tremendous effort this, but it finished 1-1. Big-name reputations were in jeopardy as one of the pre-tournament favourites, Portugal, set out to make amends for their opening game defeat. Pauleta steadied the nerves, beating Jerzy Dudek on his near post with 15 minutes played. In the second half, substitute Rui Costa found Luis Figo running into the box, and Pauleta was on hand again to finish. The Portuguese putting their capitulation against the Americans firmly behind them. Pauleta then completed a hat-trick, leaving the Polish defence flat-footed and bemused, firing past Dudek again to become the first Portuguese player since Eusebio to claim 3 in a match in the finals. The Poles were visibly shaken, their World Cup dreams now dying. Rui Costa enhanced their misery, turning Nuno Capucho's cross goalwards. Portugal had come back, but with this second defeat, Polish misery was complete. French farce or a late reprieve? Your commentator, Ian Dark.
Turfting with the throw for Denmark. Desailly with the header away. The French defending a bit indeterminate here. Turfting again. Oh, Roberdel's in space on the far side and puts Denmark ahead. Here's the corner for France. Desailly with the header. Oh, that's unlucky. Angle of post and bar. This is Gravesen for Denmark. It's a lovely ball for Gronkjar. Likewise for Thomason. That's a wonderful goal. 2-0 at Denmark. France here are facing elimination unless they can do something very dramatic. Will Tor into Trezeguet. Oh, hair's breadth escape for the Danes. Denmark win, they go through, and unbelievably, the champions, the superstar champions, France, are out.
Uruguay needed a win, but the South Americans endured a nightmare first half. 20 minutes gone, and El Hadji Diouf seizing on a poor back pass, pushing the ball past Fabian Carini and flying over him. The penalty awarded, despite the crackdown on diving by the officials. Kalilou Fadiga fired home the kick, and the Africans had 1 foot in the second round. Senegal needed just 6 more minutes to press home their advantage. Henri Camara racing down the left before picking out Pape Bouba Diop, who side-footed into the net. Diop completed a miserable first 45 for Uruguay when he again met a Camara cross. Uruguayan appeals for offside, finding no favour with the officials. The replay indicates they had a case, but the decision was tight. Into the second half, and Uruguay's apparently insurmountable task became more realistic when substitute Richard Morales pounced after 18 seconds with his first touch. Uruguay attacked continuously with gusto, but it took until the 70th minute to pull another goal back. Diego Forlan volleying home. After signing for Manchester United earlier in the year, many were surprised Forlan didn't get to play a more prominent role, and it's hard not to agree. One moment they were serenely entering the second round, but Senegal were now under massive threat. Uruguay's effort was all in vain until Morales was brought down in the box. Alvaro Recoba of Inter Milan had pulled the strings all day for Uruguay, and it was he who fired in the spot kick. A dramatic twist in a fantastic game. Uruguay had shown tremendous fighting spirit. 2 minutes remain when the seemingly impossible came tantalizingly within Uruguay's grasp. Morales heading wide with the goal gaping in injury time, and with that, the chance was gone. Uruguay were out. Even the boss fancied himself, but it was Bruno Metsu's men who were through. Senegal qualifying in second place behind Denmark, providing one of the great World Cup shocks. France's farcical challenge faltering badly. Uruguay missing too many chances. Cameroon needed to win to go through, and hopes were raised when Karsten Ramelow tripped Samuel Eto'o on the edge of the box to receive a second yellow card with 40 minutes played. Ramelow had been playing well coming into the side after injury to regular defenders, but this was not his proudest moment. Despite the adversity of being a man down, the Germans started the second half well, the informed Miroslav Klose producing some majestic skill and delivering a perfect pass to Marco Bode. Klose proving that he can create as well as finish, again justifying Rudi Voller's faith. Cameroon failed to pressure the Germans, and the task then became harder. Patrick Soufo receiving his second yellow card and his marching orders for a scything challenge on Michael Ballack. Even with parity in numbers and already leading, Germany still didn't ease off. In a familiar routine, Klose latched onto a Ballack cross to head home. It was his 5th goal of the tournament and reconfirmed his place at the top of the goal charts. For the African and Olympic champions, another disappointing exit. The Irish had never scored more than a single goal in any World Cup finals match. Now they had to. Robbie Keane gave them the perfect start, volleying home Gary Kelly's cross after just 7 minutes. Keane doing everything to get noticed. Gary Breen made it 2, diverting Steve Staunton's cross home. The Irish had been jittery since that early strike, but Breen's neat finish had manager Mick McCarthy relaxing, as well as all their colourful supporters. It might also help win Breen a club contract. The Irish were safe now, but one of the players of the tournament so far, Damien Duff, went on a trademark run to drill in a shot which Mohamed El Daei failed to hold. Just reward for the impressive Duff. Germany had qualified despite injuries and their distinct lack of optimism, joined by the Irish, who have never failed at the group stage. For Cameroon and Saudi Arabia, a tournament to forget. The group of death had predictably gone to the wire. Argentina had to beat Sweden. Gary Bloom watching the action.
Nearly an hour gone. Larson leaves it to Svensson! And Argentina have been stung here by a Swedish goal. There haven't been many goals scored from free kicks at the World Cup, but this is one of the best. Caballero comprehensively beaten. Here's the substitute Anderson. There's Larson in the middle. Doesn't need him. And desperately unlucky. That surely would have been the clinching goal. Ortega now. He's gone down under Jansson's challenge, and Argentina have this late penalty. It's a debatable decision.
Larson, replaced by number 21.
Ortega, brilliantly saved. Crespo, 1-1. But is it enough to save Argentina? They need another goal. Only a matter of seconds left now. There it is. Argentina are out, and Sweden win the group. Batistuta's in tears, and the favourites are eliminated.
England needed a point here and hardly broke every sinew going forward, but they did control the game. Teddy Sheringham with the best sight of the target, but failing to direct his effort. The Africans also seemingly content with a point. England refrained from taking risk. It ended in a 0-0 stalemate. Sweden and England progressing at the expense of Argentina and Nigeria. The Swedes, courtesy of more goals scored, topping the group. They'd face Senegal, England meeting Denmark. South Africa needed a point against the impressive Spain. A blunder by Andre Arendse gifted Raul a simple opener. Hardly an auspicious start, one of the world's best players not requiring such charity. After early scares, the Africans picked themselves up and started to attack in their own right. Siabonga Nomvete teeing up Benny McCarthy for a clever volley to beat Iker Casillas. Benny enjoying this after another unhappy season in La Liga with Celta Vigo. But all that good work was wasted just before the interval. Gaika Mendieta finding the net with a free kick. Mendieta reminding everybody of what a potent threat he could be. 8 minutes after the interval, the South Africans again came back. Enrique Romero failing to clear the corner. Lucas Radebe heading home to restore hope. But the veteran centre-back then showed his age 3 minutes after his goal, letting Raul ghost in to head a second and Spain's third. The Europeans emphasising their superiority in this group. But still, all was not lost. Paraguay had to beat Slovenia by 2 clear goals to eliminate the Africans, and they started badly after just 22 minutes, Carlos Paredes receiving a red card. Slovenia eventually made their numerical advantage tell. Milenko Acovic with a mazy run into the box to beat Jose Luis Chilavert from a tight angle for the 100th goal in the tournament. Staring elimination in the face, Paraguay brought on Nelson Cuevas. He completed an excellent run, firing a low shot past Mladen Dabanovic, his first ever international goal. Jorge Campos, another second-half substitute, found the net from 20 yards, and suddenly Paraguay were into dreamland. Nastyache's wild lunge earned a straight red card, and the Slovenes were now falling apart. Cuevas ensured his rapid elevation to hero status with one of the best goals seen at the finals, and with 6 minutes remaining, Paraguay had done enough. The margin was tight, Paraguay progressing thanks to a single goal. Spain the first nation to register maximum points, South Africa unfortunate perhaps, and Slovenia sadly had a nightmare. Costa Rica needed a mere point to qualify, but it would have to come against mighty Brazil. Luis Marin's desperate attempt to intercept Edilson's cross proved fruitless, although Ronaldo's presence certainly forced the issue there. And they were 2 down in 15 minutes, this time Ronaldo making sure he was on the score sheet. Quick thinking and quick feet, making space for a shot to beat Eric Lonis. Costa Rica stemmed the tide until the 38th minute. Edmilson started this move deep in his own half. Junior's cross was deflected, but centre-back Edmilson continued, giving a lesson in finishing, swivelling in mid-air to volley home. A simply sublime goal, and Brazil were cruising. But the Costa Ricans kept attacking and got rewarded soon after. Paulo Wanchope and Maurizio Wright combining well. Wanchope finished it off. Costa Rica were not dead, and they claimed first blood in the second half. Walter Ceteño's cross pounced on by Ronald Gomez. A brilliant diving header, inspiring hope, and Brazil's defence proving porous. This game was developing into an attacking feast. The Brazilians had to reaffirm their authority. Junior's low cross turned in by Rivaldo, and he joined compatriot Ronaldo on 4 goals for the tournament. Junior then got in on the act himself, completing his run by slotting the ball past Lonis. Junior is Roberto Carlos' understudy, the Brazilians proving their strength in depth. Defeat for Costa Rica offered Turkey the chance to progress. Hasan Sash wasted no time improving on his fine reputation, shooting past Zhang Jin. 3 minutes later, Bülent Korkmaz leapt higher than Li Xiaoping at the back post to head home, and simultaneously, Brazil had now taken a 2-goal lead. Turkey seemed safe. China's plight increased when Xiao Zhihai was dismissed for a tackle from behind on the skillful Emre. He now has the unfortunate accolade of becoming the first Chinese player to see red in the finals. With 5 minutes remaining, Umit Davala completed the job for Turkey, connecting impressively with Sasha's cross. Turkey understandably delighted in this, their first finals since 1954. But they only just made it. Costa Rica left to rue lost chances. Brazil had given the best display of attacking football so far. For China, a bridge too far, but they'll be back. Mexico had never beaten the Azzurri. John Motson commentates.
This is Lunar. Blanco's there again. Oh, Borghetti's there! And Mexico have scored! And it's Borghetti again! Does that beautifully, Arellano. Blanco, Arellano! And Borghetti, no! Extraordinary stuff in the Italian penalty area. Totti. Montella's offside, or at least the flag's gone up, and you never know with Italy. He's celebrating, but there's a flag. It's no goal, and Italy, how many more times are they going to be thwarted by the flag of the assistant referee? Tomazzi trying to get something going down the right for Italy. He's got a throw at least. Oh, there's a danger there, and it's in! It's Del Piero who delivers at last for Italy.
With that draw for Italy, a Croatia win, and they'd be through. Alan Boksic shaved the post in the 35th minute, but the veteran's shot proved their best opportunity. Ecuador were determined to mark their first finals with a win and started the second half attacking. Just 3 minutes had passed when Edison Mendes lashed home. Mendes' joy was all too obvious. Croatia, third at France 98, bowed out here. Their aging stars simply couldn't do it again. The Mexicans had cruised through, close to claiming maximum points, and Italy would have scraped through even had Del Piero not scored. The co-hosts required a point to record an historic achievement. Hiroaki Morishima took advantage of some slack defending to fire past Ali Boumnigel, easing Japanese tension and sending fans wild. The goal certainly relaxed the Japanese. They then hit the post before Hidetoshi Nakata headed in Daisuke Ishikawa's cross. For so long, Nakata was the only Japanese player to gain recognition in European club football. He deserved his first goal at the finals, and it ensured Japan would finish top of the group, sparking wild celebration across the country. But who would finish second? Belgium required all 3 points, Russia just the 1. Johan Wallem got the Belgians off to a wonderful start, curling in the free kick. A sublime effort, and Russia now had to score themselves. But the Belgians had the better of the game. When the equaliser came, it was against the run of play. Dmitry Kokholov's fine run finding Dmitry Sichev, the shot saved, but Vladimir Bestjachnik was first to the loose ball. Now it looked like Russia had done enough, but substitute Wesley Sonk headed home for Belgium. The goal coming with 12 minutes remaining, and the relief obvious. Belgium then took further strides towards the last 16. 4 minutes after Sonk's effort, Mark Wilmot's deflected shot eluding Ruslan Nigmatulin. Russia had failed again. Not since the days of the Soviet Union have they qualified from the tournament's group stages. With just minutes left, Sichev slotted past the onrushing Gert de Vlieger, but it was mere consolation. 3-2 the final score. Japan had made history. Belgium had improved on their last effort in the finals, but for Tunisia and especially Russia, business as usual. Another early exit. Portugal needed just 1 point against the spirited South Koreans. Your commentator, Ian Dark.
Well, the Koreans continuing to give a best to go, and that's why. Here's the Korean corner. Oh, Bose won that, the defender, and into the net by Sol Ki-hyung, but it won't count. The captain's challenge deemed unfair. They're on their way to round 2, and Portugal could be going out here. Luis Figo with a wonderful chance to put the favourites. They're out, and the red tide flows on.
Poland had suffered. They'd failed to score and were already out. But within 5 minutes here, they had a 2-goal lead. Emmanuel Olisadebe reacting quickest when his header was blocked. The opening period was frenetic. The Americans had a goal disallowed. Then Pavel Krajalovic met a cross, and the USA was stunned. Poland were determined to finally make a mark on this competition. Marcin Zhevlakov, who'd been on the pitch for just a minute, got to the near post to increase American torment. Landon Donovan picked up a consolation for the States late on. Brad Friedel had earlier saved a penalty, but the Americans fortuitously survived thanks to South Korea's win. For Poland, too little too late. For the Portuguese, touted pre-tournament as dark horses, a tremendous disappointment. But what an effort by the USA and South Korea. So far, the tournament had been a massive success. Concerns were raised that support would not be passionate and that the locals would not be interested. how wrong they were. Germany had scored 11 goals, remaining undefeated in Group E, largely due to the potency of Miroslav Klose up front and the heroics of keeper Oliver Kahn, who was in outstanding form. Cesare Maldini knew that for Paraguay to progress further in the tournament, his own flamboyant keeper, José Luis Chilavert, needed to be on top of his game. Commentary from Gary Bloom.
Neuville with the corner. This is Ballack. A dangerous moment there for Germany. One knocked into Santa Cruz. This is Campos. Oh, fantastic save! And Germany are onside here. This is Schneider. And he drove it straight at Chilavert. Neuville! And Chilavert to the rescue again. Germany getting closer though. Rings towards Bernd Schneider. Neuville! That's the winner! Surely with 2 minutes to go, Neuville has put Germany into the quarter-finals. And it looks like Germany will achieve the minimum target set by Rudi Völler to go into the last 8. Neuville at last found some space in the Paraguayan penalty area. And this is Acuna now. Oh, he's thrown an elbow to an opponent there. The referee spotted it. And it's a straight red. Acuna is sent off. And Paraguay's fading hopes have been dealt a massive blow. It's all over. Germany are the first team through to the quarter-finals of World Cup 2002.
The return of David Beckham had been instrumental in England's qualification from Group F. Now the inspirational midfielder had his sights set on Denmark, who'd already disposed of the world and European champions. John Motson is your commentator.
Beckham with the corner. And Ferdinand coming in there. And Michael, oh, it's in. It's a goal. Ferdinand got the header and England are in front after only 5 minutes. Ferdinand trying to pick out Heskey. This is good play by England. Nicky Butt sliding it forward for Michael Owen possibly. Here comes Sinclair. And Butt tries again, and Owen tries again, and England go into a 2-0 lead in the second round of the World Cup, and Michael Owen is the scorer. And here's a chance for Heskey for England. Emil Heskey! That's the goal that he wanted, and that's the goal that might ensure a quarter-final place for England.
Senegal, the only African side left in the World Cup, were missing 4 first-team regulars, including defender and captain Aliou Cissé, as they walked out for the second-row match against Sweden. The Scandinavians full of confidence after winning Group F, the infamous Group of Death. Gary Bloom watched the action.
Larson stands it, and that has to go down as a goalkeeping error. Back, didn't really get hold of the shot properly, drove it into the pitch, and Silva saves. 21 here is Ibrahimovic. He's got away from Kohli. He has Larson arriving in the box now. He went for glory at the near post, and Silva makes a comfortable save. Amdi Faye, and it's taken by Hedman. But Senegal look lively. After 90 minutes, the Paraguayan referee indicates we'll have extra time. It's 1-1. Larsson and Henry Camara, the goal scorers. Side of the upright. Sweden are eliminated, and Senegal the first African team since Cameroon to reach the quarter-finals.
Despite the loss of captain Roy Keane prior to the start of the tournament, the Republic of Ireland were impressive during their group games. Jose Camacho's Spain qualified, scoring 9 goals and winning 3 straight games. The second round meeting was sure to be a night of drama. Commentary from Ian Dark.
Here's Kilban to Robbie Keane. Looks up, tries to assess what's around. He's going alone, and a curler! Great effort. Wonderful view of the stadium as Puyol crosses to the near post for Morientes! Superb header. A wonderfully crafted goal to put the Spaniards ahead early. Puyol, such an improved player, that's a great header. Fernando Morientes of Real Madrid. Spain looking pretty rampant early on here. It falls here for Luis Enrique, and that's number 2. But no, it isn't. Flags up, offside. It won't count. At the key moment, which is there, he was offside. Not by much, but enough for Ireland. Here's Damien Duff. Early in the second half, tackled by Juan Fran, and the referee points to the spot. Anders Frisk has no doubts. A yellow card for Juan Fran, but worse than that for Spain. A penalty for Ireland. Was there contact? Ooh, very little. Ian Hard, who's had a iffy kind of tournament, he can atone here. Oh, but he hasn't done it, and Kilban misses an even better chance on the rebound. Heartbreak for Ireland here. Hart's penalty wasn't the best, but it seemed Kilban had to score, but no. Baraha. Not really away by Ireland. It's fallen for Raoul, surely number 2. Great save by Gibbon with his legs. Steve Finnan, a last chance for Ireland, surely now. Up towards Big Niall Quinn, and the referee, what's he given here? A yellow card for Hierro, and a penalty kick as well. Presumably for tugging Quinn's shirt. Look at that. If he wanted it that much, he could buy one for 30 quid. What pressure on Robbie Keane. He has to put this in to keep Ireland alive in the World Cup, and he's done it! Irish delirium! Saved right at the death by Robbie Keane. The referee blows. This is going now to extra time and a golden goal shootout. That was how Ireland reacted. For their fans anyway to the goal, and Camacho's despair, the Spanish coach. Mendieta. This is Baraha. Good effort, and fine save again by Gibbon. Connolly here. Can see the whites of the post, and nearly found the back of the net. The Wimbledon man. Valeron. It is going to be a penalty shootout here. Raoul won't be there for it, he was taken off. Beating hearts. Robbie Keane did it in normal time, he's done it again. Ireland one to the good. Here's Hierro. Very cool. Oh, a miss by Holland. It skimmed the bar. Baraha. 2-1 Spain. Connolly. Oh, he's straight at the goalkeeper. It's going wrong for Ireland here. That's 1 out of 3 for them. Consolation, but there'll be none for Holland. Juan Fran. Oh, he's missed two. 2-1 to Spain, 3 penalties taken each. What can Kilban come up with? Casillas saves it. Valeron for Spain. Another penalty, not converted. It's unbelievable, this. And Steve Finnan makes no mistake. 2-2. He saw down to this last penalty. Mendieta of Spain, if he puts it in, Spain go through. Oh, he's done it too. Ireland are out, and Spain go into the quarter-finals. Defeat, but with great dignity and pride for Mick McCarthy.
The long-running battle for football supremacy between neighbours Mexico and the United States was again at issue as they met to decide which would qualify for the World Cup quarter-finals. With Germany waiting for the winners, now was the time to see who were the kings of the CONCACAF region. Your commentator, Gary Bloom.
Free kick to the USA. They take it quickly. This is Claudio Reyna. Pull back to Wolf. And here's McBride! And the USA have the lead! They can't quite believe it. Reyna with his galloping run managed to pick out Wolf, and his perfect layback found a perfect shot from McBride. It's Morales, he's round Reyna. It's still Morales. Mexico have responded since going a goal down, and here they come again. Friedel's in trouble here. Blanco! Terrific save by Friedel. Luis Hernandez. And it remains 1-0 to the USA. Berhalter with a free kick. Wolf! Great chance for the USA. They could well have made it 2-0 there. Perez with a good stop. Luna with the free kick. Oh, pushed onto his crossbar by Friedel. O'Brien. 7 here is Eddie Lewis. Donovan's waiting in the middle, and he could well have sealed the game for the USA. All the pressures come from Mexico, but the USA now have a 2-goal lead after 65 minutes. Landon Donovan. Stewart. Oh, Marquez was in terribly late there on Kirby Jones. And it's a straight red for the Mexican captain. He made no attempt to play the ball. And this is all about the frustration of Marquez, watching the USA march into the quarter-finals.
Having been written off by so many prior to the start of the tournament, Brazil had sailed through the group stage and were looking a good bet already for a 5th world title. Belgium had been inspired by their captain Mark Wilmots in round 1, but now attempted to overcome one of the biggest obstacles in world football. Trevor Brooking and John Motson watch the action.
Van Kerkhoven at left back for Belgium. Immediately Wilmots finding Mpenza, who goes for the far corner, and Marcos had to turn it over. Ronaldinho, and still Ronaldo swerved that just past the post. Wilmots looking for a position, coming in now, and Belgium have taken the lead. No, not given. A foul by Wilmots on the jump, I presume. The goal has not been allowed. A great run in the centre, but this is Wilmots. And it's still Mark Wilmots. Turned away by Marcos. Score!
Well, Wilmots has deserved the goal. He's been excellent. Wilmots has turned inside his man, gone to the clip on the top corner. Certainly got to say Marcus is turning out to be a bit of the Brazilian hero at the moment.
And now Ronaldinho. Rivaldo. That's a good turn by Rivaldo. Fantastic goal. Brazil are in the lead. It was riveting. It was ruthless. And it was Rivaldo.
Ronaldinho did well outside of the right foot. Watch the first chest, because it gives him the height to bring it down then, and then it just gets a vital deflection. We've only just seen that one. I thought he'd hit it cleanly in, but you still got to admire the skill. Brings it round to hit the shot, just as he comes to try and get the block. Terrible deflection, takes it away from De Vliegen.
Oh, that should have been the equaliser. Bart Gore. Van der Hagen. Oh, he's lost it. Cleverson. Now then, Ronaldo down the centre. Rivaldo is there too. Can he find Ronaldo? And Brazil will play England in the quarter-finals of the World Cup. And Ronaldo has made sure of that.
Well, Cleverson done great, didn't he? Good early ball right across the face of the 18-yard box. Ronaldo joins Rivaldo, having scored in every game. Ronaldo's got 5 in 4, Rivaldo 4 in 4.
It will be Brazil versus England in the World Cup quarter-final.
Co-host Japan swept along on a tide of feverish home support, and outsiders Turkey met in this intriguing second-round game. Neither had been this far before, and the form book showed that the one previous meeting in 1997 had been won 1-0 by Japan. This would be another close encounter. Gary Bloom describes what happened.
It's Ergun with a corner. It's Umit Davala! 12 minutes in and Turkey hit the front. Japan, the co-hosts, have been stunned. Nobody picked up Umit Davala here as he headed this one in. Hassan Sass. Tugay. This is Hakan Şuka. The goalkeeper could be in trouble here and held the ball in front of the line. It's Alex. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. Japan desperately unlucky. It just doesn't seem to be Japan's day. The goalkeeper was beaten. Terrific tackle by Ergun. And this is Baştuk. And the goalkeeper was scrabbling to get across to cover the shot. Hinatoshi Nakata. Nishizawa. Terrific attempt, but just couldn't keep it down. And Japan's dream ends here. Tears and rain in Miyagi, and Turkey are through to the quarter-finals.
Italy's defence, the bedrock on which they'd built their international reputation, looked weak ahead of their clash with the co-hosts. Fabio Cannavaro and Alessandro Nesta both missing. A chink in the armour of the 3 times world champions that the Koreans were very much hoping to exploit. Ian Dark is your commentator.
Straight away, the Koreans get a free kick on the right-hand side. Goal! Korea! Italy eliminated! You just couldn't write this. This is straight out of the pages of some kind of football fiction fantasy. And the horror of 1966 for Italy when North Korea beat them is revisited here.
World football was shocked. Koreans were drunk with joy. Their unlikely heroes had inscribed themselves into the annals of football history. For the Italians, defeat was calamitous. Christian Vieri and co. left to reflect on a personal tragedy that's also a nation's grief. 4 of these quarter-finalists had never reached this stage before, and due to the Senegal-Turkey tie, 1 was assured a semi-final place. The co-hosts, along with America, the other novices. England and Brazil, of course, are hardly novices, and the English had already dispensed with Brazil's great rivals Argentina. But the Brazilians were getting stronger and stronger through this tournament. Many predicted the overall winner would emerge from this game. John Motson's your commentator.
Heskey, Owen sprinting away to the left here against Lucio. Michael Owen for England, it's a great chance, and he scored! Michael Owen against Brazil in the World Cup! And here's Ronaldinho with Rivaldo making a run down the centre and Ronaldo to his left. It's Ronaldinho. Oh, it's Rivaldo for Brazil! He's equalised! It's 1-1, and it's Rivaldo! Seaman's been beaten. It's a goal. It's Ronaldinho. Ronaldo's just inside him. Ronaldinho is coming across now. Tried to release Roberto Carlos on the left. Mills threw himself in. Oh, there's a card. And I think it may be red. That is a real harsh card, I think. Yellow might have been enough there. It's a bit like Totti, really. You'll never know how it might influence the game. Whistle's gone. England are out of the World Cup, and Brazil, maintaining their unbeaten World Cup record against England, are through to the semi-final.
Amid criticism at home and abroad, Germany had risen above it all. They hadn't set the world alight, but after qualifying from a tough group, they clinched a last-gasp win against Paraguay. If they'd exceeded expectations, America had defied belief. Beating Portugal set the tone for their challenge. Rudi Voller's men would be expected to win here, but this American side had been full of surprises. Gary Bloom describes the action.
And Landon Donovan's onside here. Oh, terrific run by Donovan. Can he finish? Terrific save by Khan. McBride. USA are playing delightful football. And they've got the ball into Donovan again here. It's Donovan against Khan. He can't get past the German keeper. Free kick to Germany then. 6 minutes to half-time. Ziga. It's Ballack. It's a goal. Michael Ballack gives Germany the lead against the run of play. He just got away from Sané to steer the ball past Friedel. Frings. Klose's waiting here. Should have been his 6th goal of the World Cup. All his previous 5 have been headers, and this should have been another. O'Brien now. USA pouring forward, Sané's in there, Metzelder with a covering header. Reina with the corner. And a save on the line by Khan. And the USA are claiming something here. Referee Hugh Dallas is asking everybody to calm down. There was an incident on the line. Khan made a remarkable save here. Oh, but then Frings handled the ball on the line. And neither referee or his assistant spotted it. There. Mathis. Time running out for the USA here. Sané! Wrong side of the upright. Bierhoff, that's a terrific ball into Boda. Can he finish the USA off here? Marco Boda. We're deep into stoppage time. And Germany are through into the semi-finals for the first time since 1990. What an achievement for Rudi Völler.
South Korea may be unfamiliar with quarter-final appearances, but Spain are hardly accustomed either. It had been 52 years since they'd made it past this stage. Everyone felt this was their greatest chance, but they were missing star striker Raúl. On top of this vital omission, they had a weight of historic failure to contend with. The Koreans had massed ranks of support, an epic atmosphere was guaranteed, and the home side had nothing to lose. Ian Dark watched the action unfold.
Determined this time that they will end up with triumph at the World Cup. They've failed and flattered to deceive so often. This is a good run by the Real Betis man Joaquin. He's gone a long way here. Good cover in that Korean defence. They've grown up a lot in recent months. Di Pedro, plenty of pace on it. It's a Hollywood save really by the keeper. They can't believe they've got this far, Korea, and they believe they can take this story all the way. Lee feeding it inside. Goes for the return ball again. Oh, and Hierro, that could have gone anywhere. Here's the Korean corner. Not really away. Lee! Blocked. And a fantastic save by Casillas from Park Ji-sung, who really got hold of that. This is Romero of Deportivo La Coruña. Tall, elegant player, Mendieta. Decision. Is on. Free kick. But a chance maybe for the... So it's a penalty shootout here. Hwang Sung-hyung with the first one for Korea. Against Casillas. Stranger than fiction. Korea in the semis. Spain going out.
Senegal, the most improved African nation, against Turkey, the most improved European nation. Both teams exceeding all expectations. They provided some of the tournament's best games. Entertainers littered their ranks, and each now stood on the brink of their greatest football achievement. A fantastic prize awaiting the winner. Gary Bloom describes what happened.
Camera, and Ergun quickly across to smother the danger. Camera, who scored 2 goals in the last round to take Senegal through. It'll be Kohli to take the throw. To Rupa Diop, who's flicked it on. Diouf! Fadiga! Terrific save! The flag is up, that's not going to count. That goal will be chalked off. And a bit of a let-off here for the Turks. And that is where Camara was offside. He almost trapped the ball on the line before turning it goalwards. Hassan Sass. Once again, Turkey have been guilty of giving the ball away. Diouf is after it here. Diouf has Camara up in support. That's a terrific ball. Camara wants it here. Boulant with a challenge. Fadiga onto the side netting. Ball aimed towards Bashtuk. Emre. Silva rushed out his 6-yard box to ensure Hakan Şükür didn't get the ball. Throw into the Turks. Still goals. Hakan Şükür. Hassan Sass. Bashtuk arriving. Daf clears on his own goal line. What a clearance there by Daf. Terrific combination here by the Turks. Hakan Şükür, Hasan Sas, and then Baştürk thought he'd scored. Daf going to get away from Ümit Dağlı now. Bülent's taken the ball, but the whistle has gone. Despite Bülent's dissatisfaction, it's going to be a free kick here to Senegal. Just catching the back of Camara's heel. So which of the Senegal players will take it? Probably Diouf. It is Diouf! And he's cleared the crossbar by perhaps a foot, no more. Diouf. Bülent. Job leaves it. Towards Diouf. And taken by Rüştü. And this is Arif now. 94 minutes have elapsed. As Turkey hit the fast forward button here. It's Ümit Dağlı. It's Ilan! It's the golden goal! Turkey are through! They will go to the semi-finals of a World Cup for the first time, thanks to their substitute. Joy unconfined in the Turkish camp, and who can blame them? A sweeping move, ending with a terrific shot. Şenol Güneş can hardly disguise his joy. Turkish football has arrived.
The Turks had surprised everyone. No shortage of passion. But not so long ago, merely qualifying for this tournament would have been a distant dream. Şenol Güneş's players had admirably imposed themselves. Men like Emre, Hasan Şaş, Alpay, Dağlı and Hakan Şükür, taking their clubs to European glory, had now taken on the world. Brazil awaited. The Turkish upstarts would take on the old masters. Germany had muddled through and would next face South Korea. Could they continue on this romantic epic? Koreans everywhere were dreaming of a trip to Yokohama. Germany, after indifferent form, were now close to a record 7th final appearance. The Koreans' task was massive, but this was more than a simple football match. It was a national celebration. President Kim Dae-jung, the father of modern Korea, was in attendance, cheering Gus Hiddink's national heroes. Could they do it again? Your commentator is Ian Dark.
Well, the Koreans really believe now that they can go all the way to the final. But in front of them, the formidable presence of Germany, and Schneider on the ball early on. But Korea have looked so well organised apart from their other qualities. And this is Lee Chun-so. That's a lovely ball to Chadurai. The Germans stretched a little early on here. Lee Chun-so again, and a wonderful save by Oliver Kahn, one of the keepers of the tournament. He got hold of this well, and the fingertips of Kahn kept it out. Here's Frings raiding down the right-hand side. Again, very well cut out by this well-marshalled defence. And the German attack breaks down here. And he's in behind here. And that was a vital interception by Linker. And then the shot coming in from Park Ji-sung. Well, he can be president now. It's Lee Chun-so hovering over the free kick. Nicely struck, but it just clipped the top of the wall. That could take Germany there. Well, can the Koreans respond? It's very late for them. And Germany here with the chance to maybe wrap. It's almost time here. In fact, it is time. Germany go through to the World Cup final again. Rudi Völler has taken his unfancied side, unfancied this time, through to the Yokohama final. And Korea's great odyssey is over, but what an incredible journey it's been. Congratulations to Germany, but what a tragedy for goal scorer Michael Ballack that he won't grace the final.
These sides had met in the first round, a bad-tempered clash. 2 Turks had been sent off. Rivaldo had been vilified worldwide for his play acting. But despite that, the earlier game would also be remembered for excellent football, and after such a recent meeting, both sides were well acquainted. Brazil have the history and they have the talent, but stifling the 3 R's would be a Turkish priority. John Motson describes the action.
Straight away, Turkey with number 4, Akyel, playing at right back. This is Akyel. Now Alpay's made his run, and there's the header, and it's been turned round by Marcos from Alpay. Here's Rivaldo, and Ronaldo, and he's got Cafu coming up, and a great chance for Brazil, and Rustu makes the save from Cafu. Roberto Carlos. It's nicely played by Edilson to Rivaldo. Ronaldo is far side. It's Rivaldo's shot. Oh, Ronaldo! No, Rustu got in the way of what looked like the opening goal from Ronaldo. Ronaldo again, and now Rivaldo. There's the curler, there's the save by Rustu, having a great night up to now. Here's Roberto Carlos, and it's now Edilson for Brazil. Rivaldo. Oh, that must have been close. Hasan Şaş puts the ball down. Hakan Şuker is over there. And then Hakan Şuker! Oh, the final for the 7th time. Just like Germany.
The Korean team had galvanized the nation. They filled parks and created unprecedented interest in the game, providing one of the tournament's most endearing memories. Could their heroes now claim 3rd place? Turkey stood in their way. Both teams have been bright and attacking. Reaching this stage was just reward. As expected, the Koreans wore their colours with pride, joining together to thank the team for their wonderful efforts. Gary Bloom is your match commentator.
So Daegu is ready for an emotional farewell to the Korean team who play in this 3rd place playoff. Hong Myung-bo's in trouble here. It's Hakan Şuker! It's one of the early World Cup goals of all time. 11 seconds in, Hakan Şuker scores his first goal of these championships after a wretched World Cup for him. What was Hong Myung-bo thinking about? The ball was pinched off him by Hakan Şuker, who gives Turkey the lead. Rustu just about ready then, as Korea have this free kick. Lee Ul-yong. Oh, fantastic goal! The Korean fans love that. And this Korean national team just refused to lie down. Baştuk into Ilan. Hakan Şuker arriving here for Turkey. This is Ilan. It's 2-1. And we've had 3 goals in 13 minutes. The stadium plunged into silence by another Turkish goal. Hakan Şuker. Ilan. Şuker again, Ilan again, he scored again. And Turkey now have a 2-goal lead. No wonder Husinink looks disappointed. His Korean defence have been ripped apart 3 times in the opening half hour. We're in stoppage time now. Song Chong-guk. That's taken a deflection, and Rushdu's beaten at last. A farewell present from the Korean team to their adoring fans. What a World Cup it's been for Turkey and Korea.
And so on to Yokohama, the world's 2 most successful nations contesting the 17th World Cup final. Rudi Volla's side had surprised even themselves. Brazil still haunted by memories of '98, but would they capitulate this time? The locals ensured a colourful event. So after all the tears, the joy, the hope, the expectation, 2 teams were left. It had been a tournament of shocks, but the new nations could not negotiate the traditional power brokers. Oliver Kahn, the goalkeeper of the tournament, facing Ronaldo, the striker of the tournament. Could Brazil claim their 5th title, or would Germany equal their 4-trophy haul? Your commentary team once again.